Hey, welcome everybody. Bourbons and Birds. This is Joe here. Thought I'd do a few little quick shorts for you. I've been collecting the Old Elk. It's a great series if you haven't had any of them. As we all like all of the Sazerac line, the Buffalo Trace, and the Wellers, and I've got a Stag Junior that's fabulous. The Old Elks are similar to that. They are wheated bourbons. That's what they specialize in. So they're great taste and everything. I've had every one of these so far, so I'm just going to kind of give you an explanation. The first one, you can see here, this is the regular Old Elk, just their standard wheated bourbon. And this is the first one I got. This is fabulous. This rivals, to me, it's better than your Buffalo Trace. It's up there with the Weller Special Reserve, maybe even just a hair better than it. These guys really know what they're doing. Number two. So this is Old Elk. It is 4 grain. This is one of my newer acquisitions from the Old Elk series. It runs heavy on all the grains. Of course, it's a bourbon, so it's 51% or greater corn, but it's got, I believe it's a red wheat. It uses red corn and malted barley, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to waste our time trying to look that up right now. I really like this one too. You get a lot of other subtle tastes. The wheat, of course, brings on some sweetness and everything. I got a Weller Special Reserve. That's first thing. I can see why people that can get to that, or I would say to this, or any of the Old Elk series. Those are great daily drinkers because they got that little bit of sweetness to them. They're complex. This one, I caught some darker fruits. Everybody says that. Really, to me, on my palate, about the only dark fruit that I get is I taste like a little bit of raisin. I hear, I've got one that I can get a little bit other citrus taste too, but boy, this one gets like dark raisin kind of taste, and I love raisins. That might be why that's the fruitiness of it that I get. The 4 grain, as you can see, that's a great one to get as well. Third one, cigar cut. I put this up against a Joseph Magnus cigar cut that I've got that about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, that cigar cut from Joseph Magnus was super hard to find. And I got lucky and scored a couple of them, kept them, and just, it's really good. It's complex. When they say cigar cut, you do honestly get like a little bit of like leatherish, and I know who tastes leather, but you get that on your tongue. You know how you can kind of smell through your tongue, in lack of a better way. But you get a little bit of leather and tobacco type taste to it, almost a tinge on the like smoky bitter, if you kind of get that. And this outperformed the Magnus. I think so. I believe I tried that with my brother-in-law Rich, and he did too, and my son-in-law has had both of them at the same time. And everybody says this cigar cut is superior to Magnus, and I agree with that. This is just a great one to have if you can find it. It's a little bit harder to find. Actually, a liquor store up by my brother-in-law had this, and I was able to get that at a fairly good price. Of course, anytime you start getting ones like this, there's a little bit of markup on those, but really not too bad. So if you can get that, man, this is one you want to add to your collection. To recap, there's not an Old Elk out there that if you see it on the shelf and you're looking to try something new, that is one you want to try. I am a big Old Elk fan. They've got as a bourbon fan, I'm also looking at, they've got one that is, I think they call it double wheated, and that's actually an American whiskey, but I will add that to my collection as well. And remember, bourbon's great, but don't let it rule you.